Okay. Seems you're all ready, so we will get started. Good morning. My name is John Von Paris, and I am the chairman of the MDTA Finance Committee. I hereby call the meeting of the Finance Committee to order at 9 a.m. In accordance with the live streaming law, this meeting is being conducted via video conference and is being live streamed on the MDTA Finance Committee webpage. All members will have their video active during the entirety of the meeting. To minimize background noise during the call, I would ask that everyone on the line please mute your phones except when speaking. I ask that those who are presenting or answering a question to please turn your video and audio on when speaking. When you're done, please turn your video off and put your audio on mute. There are no members of the public, no elected officials, and no media who have pre-registered to comment at this morning's meeting. This time we will begin with agenda item number 1, the approval of the open meeting minutes from November 10th, 2022. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Rosen, thank you. Second by member Carroll. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you. Motion carries. The second item on the agenda is contract number MR 30350000 and Susmita Mitra.
Good
How are
morning,
you? Good morning.
Chairman, and good morning, members.
Good morning.
I'm going to present contract number MR 30350000 on-call upgrade and replacement of metal traffic barriers and attenuators. This contract provides for the replacement and maintenance of traffic barriers, W-beams specifically, end treatments, attenuators, and all related hardware on an as-needed basis. This is primarily an on-call contract. It is administered by our construction division, but the purpose of it is to maintain and repair roadside hardware. The work on this contract will be for 3 years and for replacement and maintenance of W-beam throughout MDTA facilities except for Point Breeze. The contract was originally advertised on August 22nd, 2022, and it has an anticipated notice to proceed of February 2023. The contract originally was supposed to have bid opening on October 13th, but because of a low response, the bid opening date was extended to October 27th. Upon that time, we received one bid from LS Lee, who bid in the amount of $5,446,000. The contract was advertised with an MBE goal of 4%, and LS Lee has met that goal on their bid. So we performed a bid justification, and because the contract bid amount was higher than our engineer's estimate, which we had prepared, and we found the bid to be reasonable and responsive, and the bid amounts were justified. So today's meeting, I'm requesting to move forward with this contract, to present it at the MDTA board later in the month so that we can award this contract. And also this contract will go to BPW in January, the first meeting. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sushmita. Thank you, Sushmita. Are there any questions for any board member, from any board members? I do have a couple of questions. I guess first and foremost, I want to recognize and thank those in procurement, the team, for their good work, hard work, and everything they do each day on behalf of MDTA. On this bid particularly, I have a question on a couple of questions. And notice the bid includes everything except Point Breeze. Why is that? I'm just curious.
So this is primarily for W-beam traffic barriers, the guardrails, so to speak. So Point Breeze facility, which is just the campus, doesn't have typically any. So that's why it's mostly, we don't need any of this inside a campus. It's always
Okay.
on the roadway. So that's why we did not include this.
That
Breeze.
makes sense to me. No products or services that are required there. The
Yes.
proposed contract, it's a $956,000 difference, which equates to about $318,000, I guess, per year if you divide it up by 3 years, is it?
Mhm,
So,
yes.
and 21% over the engineer's estimate. It seems like a big gap. How much do you know how much we are currently paying per year on the existing contract? And did that?
Yes. So I wanted to clarify a few more things on this. So we did perform a bit justification. So when we did, we found that the items that specifically were above our engineer's estimate were the attenuator and the end treatments. Now, those items, due to supply chain issues and other market factors, have gone up in the last 1 year. So it is really difficult to kind of, put an estimate price correctly on that, because of it's not just the based on category code, but those items are coming up higher, every month based on supply chain and availability of items like that. So this contract was also, it's also, we have a not to exceed amount, so we can actually award a lower amount, which is more um, aligned with our budget here. So currently we spend between $100,000 to $150,000 a month, which goes to about $1.2 million to about 1.8 in a year. So we kind of spend that amount in a month. I think, Chairman.
Member Von Paris, you're
Right.
on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Do you think, I guess the other question I had here, I wrote down, it seems like, I know we try to get as many bidders as we can, and usually when we have more bidders, we have better results in terms of the bottom line and more competitive competition and all that. Do you think that we're, because of the nature of our geographic locations, does that have an impact on this? And also, so that was one question I had. The other question is, is there any other, is State Highway also having difficulty with getting bidders too? Do you know? Because it seems like just one bidder, this is a lot of work and a good contract. I'm just curious.
So on the first question, I don't know if the Division of Procurement would like to take that, because they did solicit a number of no bid notices. They got, I think, 14 contractors who cited different reasons for not bidding on this. I can just state some of the ones that we had actually looked at. Some of them stated that they were inexperienced in this subject of the contract. For some of them, the scope was beyond their present capacity. And there were others who do not provide this kind of services. So historically, I think we've always had a very low number of bidders. It's, I think, previous bid, we had 2 bidders. And just knowing from SHA, they do have a difficulty. It's usually varies between a couple of bidders in SHA too. So we have Jeff.
Thank you.
Good morning, members. This is Jeff Davis, Deputy Director, Division of Procurement. So Shmita's answer was correct. I just wanted to add a large number of the responses we received from vendors stated that they had other commitments at this time that precluded them from bidding. So I just wanted to add that as another reason for the lower participation in this contract. Thank you.
Okay. I certainly appreciate both answers very much. And I guess whatever we could do to try to encourage and to position this in the future for more participation would be great. I know you're already trying that. So But anyway, I just want to do that as a board member or a committee member today, board member, whatever. So anyway, thank you. Any other comments or anything from any members of the board or the committee? Okay. If not, is there a motion to approve the this item as presented and advance it to the full board for consideration?
So moved, Member Carroll.
Thank you, Member Carroll. Is there a second?
Second.
Member Archer, I'll
Yep.
second.
Okay, we have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for your presentation today. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Here we go. That was my phone. I take credit for that. I apologize. I'll turn that off. Thank you. Okay. We will move to the next agenda item, number 3, contract number SV 31040000. And Paul will present. Good morning. Morning, Paul.
Morning. My name is Paul Trelance. I'm the Internal Audit Director for the MDTA. This contract is SV 3104, also known as 00210783. It's a contract for internal audit services. This is to gain additional auditing resources and specialized knowledge. The contract will include providing consulting services, expertise in critical areas, augmenting the existing MDTA staff, and fully conducting audits. The contract has a $900,000 base period of 3 years and a $600,000 option period for a total of $1.5 million. It was advertised on June 29th of 2021. Bids are received in August 23rd of 2021. There were 7 bidders gave proposals. One firm was found non-responsive and therefore was not susceptible for award. This was a best value contract where technical and financial elements of the RFP had equal importance. We recommend award of this contract to BD & Company. BD & Company ranked first overall, providing the best value to the state with the lowest financial proposal and the third ranked technical proposal. The evaluation committee determined that the difference between the top 3 technical proposals was not significant, while the difference between the prices was significant. Therefore, BD & Company's lowest price proposal outweighed the higher ranked technical proposals. There were no bid protests. MBE goals were set at 30% with no sub goals, and a VSBE goal was set at 0.5%. BD & Company submitted an MBE plan that was 31.5%. The MBE and a 1% VSBE goal. The MBE plan has been approved by the MDTA Civil Rights and Fair Practices. BD & Company is actually the current incumbent, and they've already been providing the services satisfactory for the MDTA. Notice to proceed is expected for February 2023 with a 3-year base period and a 2-year option period. We ask for approval to take this to the full authority, the next board meeting. Are there any questions?
Any questions from any members?
Just, sorry, go ahead, Member Archer.
No, you go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, so just a quick question. So is this a master contract and we just requisition services as we need it, or these are set amounts and it's a specified scope of work?
Well, it's a work order contract where we assign work orders as needed for the individual audits or supplementing our staff. So it changes year to year based on what the audit plan is. But one of the main requirements of having this contract, we use them a lot for our IT audits because they can provide the expertise and staffing for those sort of audits, which we cannot maintain IT auditors on staff.
Okay, so are there set amounts per year. So the base year term is 900. So is it 300 per year, or could it all be 900 in the first year and then 0 from the subsequent 2 years?
We usually budget it out to $300,000 a year. So
Okay.
that way we don't have a shortfall and have to redo the contract in a couple of years. So normally it is $300,000 a year.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
This is Member Ardinger, and I apologize if you already explained this, but I'm just trying to reconcile the cost estimate to the price, the financial price by BD and Company. So the 1.2 financial price that we're looking at, is that just for the base 3-year term, or is that the base 3-year term plus the 2-year renewal?
Actually, those are just estimated costs based on what we do is ask for their hourly rates and give an estimate on how many hours they think each of those labor categories will be used. So it really doesn't line up with what the amount spent per year is on these contracts. It just shows that they have lower hourly rates pretty much for the majority of the categories.
Okay. Okay, understood. Thank you.
We had some very good questions. Any other questions? Okay. If not, is there a motion to advance this item to the full board for consideration?
So move.
Okay, thank you, Member Rosen. Second?
Member Ardinger, I'll second.
Thank you, Member Ardinger. Is there any further, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Paul, and the board for that. And before we adjourn, I have a few comments. I would like to take this time to acknowledge the Deputy Director of Finance, Christina Thompson. Chris is retiring at the end of this month, and this is her last Finance Committee meeting. I'm sure that everyone on the board is quite familiar with Chris, as she has presented the budget and the financial forecast countless times over the years to this committee and the MDTA board. Chris began her career at the MDTA as a staff auditor in 1889. Boy, sometimes it might seem like that, right, Chris? I'm only kidding, but in 1989. Since that time, Chris has served in many capacities at the agency, including budget manager, audit supervisor, budget director, and most recently, deputy director of finance. In each of these positions, Chris has never wavered in her commitment and dedication to the mission and values of the agency. It has often been said that by Chris's colleagues and former MDTA board members that Chris is the watchdog of the MDTA's finances. She bleeds financial stewardship of the MDTA's resources. Her peers will tell you that no matter how small the dollar amount or minor the circumstance, nothing, not even a penny, gets by Chris. Chris has demonstrated a long-lasting commitment and dedication to the overall mission and values of the MDTA for over 3 decades. She is regarded as the go-to person for anything budget related. While she will truly be missed by all, her retirement is well earned and deserved. Congratulations, Chris, and best wishes. And would you like to say a few comments, Chris?
Thank you for the recognition, and I really have enjoyed my time at MDTA. And as you mentioned, my career is actually, as of yesterday, I have 39 years with the state, And so I think it's my time to retire. But it was a pleasure working with you members. And I hope that I served the MDTA well.
And very, very nice comments. Will.
Chair, I just wanted to also add on that in my 10 years at the authority, Chris has set me straight many times on what we can and can't do financially, how things have to be coded correctly from an accounting standpoint. She has just been such a critical resource to our agency, and big shoes to fill. I actually met her incoming, I don't know if you could even call it a replacement, but somebody under her tutelage now. And I just can't thank Chris enough for the incredible work that she's done for us. Very smart and talented person. And I'm going to say going to be greatly missed, but I hope we'll still see her around sometime. So appreciate it.
Very nice. Chris, it's been a pleasure
Chris.
and an honor to work with you. I just wanted to say that, let you know how I feel. Jeff, do you have something to say?
Just congratulations, Chris. We've really learned a lot from you, and good luck in your retirement.
Member Carroll
Thank
does.
you.
Chris, I would add to John and Will's comments by saying that you are one of the most competent and capable financial professionals I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And I want to thank you on behalf of not just this board, but the citizens of Maryland for your stewardship. Thank you, and we wish you all the very best in retirement.
Thank you.
And this is Member Ardinger echoing all that my fellow members said, and congratulations. And I'm sure you will enjoy this next phase of your life.
Wow.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it and spending a little more time with my granddaughter, and actually another one on the way. So it'll be fun.
Well, great comments from everybody here. And a wonderful career and the very best. So on that, we will adjourn on a real high note, Chris. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all very much.